Consumer Protection Act and its definitions. Let us now go through various definitions related to the Consumer Protection Act 1986. Consumer: any person who buys any commodity or service or is a user of such commodity or service is known as consumer. The Act provides protection to persons who really use and consume the goods and services. Any person must satisfy two conditions to claim himself as a consumer. First, the service must have been rendered to him. And second, he must have paid or promised to pay for the same. If a person buys capital goods and he uses it to render services to the public for earning his livelihood, then he is also recognized as consumer. For example, if a car or auto rickshaw or a Xerox machine is purchased by an individual to earn livelihood, and if he finds any defect with the product, he can seek redressal from Consumer Grievances Mechanism. However, if any person buys a commodity with an intention to resale or trade, then he will not be recognized as consumer. Traders: a trader is any person who sells goods or distributes any goods for sale, or a manufacturer who produces goods for sale, or even a packer who packs and sells any goods. Goods. Sale of Goods Act 1930 defines goods as the commodities purchased or produced for sale. It may be food items or stationery or metals or automobile or anything which is purchased or produced for sale. Service. Service means service of any description which is made available to potential users. Services are not rendered free of cost or under a contract of personal service. Service means a promise sold to a consumer about performing some activities for him that may provide him satisfaction. Service includes the provision of facilities related with banking, financing, insurance, transport, processing units, electrical or other energy supply, lodging or boarding, entertainment, building construction, or supplying news or other information. Unfair trade practice. Any bluff, misleading statements and acts or deceptive practice adopted by businessmen for using or supplying any goods and services or for promoting their sales is called as unfair trade practice. Let us understand what unfair trade practices are. First, false representation that the goods or services are of a certain standard, quality, quantity or grade. Second, false representation of the second-hand or renovated or old goods as fresh and new goods. Third, false representation by a seller or supplier about any affiliation or sponsorship received from any organization. Fourth, give any warranty or guarantee to the public which the seller does not have. Defect. Defect means any fault, imperfection, or shortcoming in quality or purity of goods in comparison with a set standard. Genuineness of goods is maintained by setting standards. In some cases, the standards may be prescribed by laws. Therefore, the standards are required to be maintained by or under any law for the time being in force, or under any contract, express or implied, or as is claimed by the trader in the manner whatsoever in relation to any goods. The term defect is related to any goods. Deficiency. Deficiency means any fault, imperfection, or shortcoming, or inadequacy in the quality and nature, or manner of performance of services in comparison with a benchmark quality. A perfect service can be rendered only when few standards are set. The laws related to services prescribe the standards. Thus, service performance is required to be maintained by or under any law for the time being in force, or has been undertaken to be performed by a person in relation to any service. The term deficiency is related to services. Consumer dispute redressal agencies. There is a 3-tier system envisaged under the Consumer Protection Act 1986 for the consumer disputes redressal. The 3 tiers of the system are: first, the District Consumer Disputes Redressal Tier, known as District Forum. Second, the State Consumer Disputes Redressal Tier, known as State Commission. And third, the National Consumer Disputes Redressal Tier, known as National Commission. Apart from these 3 agencies, the Honourable Supreme Court of India is the final court of approval. A quick look at the various terms just explained.